What's good? What's good, everybody? It's your boy 313 J Mo, and we are back. We are back for Above the Rim with DSA, man. Shout out to all of the people in the chat, man. I got my panel with me today, man. I got my man Bravo Mo in the building, man. What's good?
What's up? What's up, everybody? Hey, it's a new Sunday. We're gonna go talk about a lot of things this week, including the Pistons. So hit the like button and enjoy the show.
Yeah, man. I guess it's Free Smoke Sunday. We couldn't do the show yesterday, man. Just too many things going on. But I got my man Drew, Detroit Drew, in the building, man. What's good?
Man, it's good to be back, man. Ready to talk some playoffs, ready to talk some Detroit basketball. And you're going to make sure you want to hit that like button because if you don't, on the 22nd, the Pistons are going to fall out of the number 4 spot, and you're not going to like that. So like the video.
We got Matt McLeod, John Bradshaw, Joker for MVP, Big Dog in the building, man. Yo, man, what's good, everybody? We gonna let the rest of the people get in here, but I'm gonna just kick off the show with a little bit of Jerami Grant talk because Jerami Grant has been a hot topic in Pistons Nation, a hot topic among, every team that I've ever heard of wants Jerami Grant. You know, the Bucks want him, the Nuggets want him. The Nuggets want him again. The Clippers could use another wing. The Pelicans could use him. You could throw him right on the Wizards. You could throw him on the Celtics. Like he just fits everywhere now. And shout out to John Bradshaw. Pistons the greatest franchise in all of sports, man. Yes, we are, bro. Look, man, at the end of the day, it's been a lot of talk about Jerami Grant. That's why I didn't even put a specific topic, man. I was just like, Jerami Grant, because, like, a lot of teams want him. I know a good amount of Pistons fans that want to get rid of him and can't stand him because they just don't like his value. It's plenty of people who don't think Jerami Grant is that guy. So there is a lot of things going on. But what do you think, Drew, about the fact that Jerami Grant is wanted and there's been a lot of talk about him, even though he's supposed to be coming back to the Pistons next year? There's been tons of packages. I ain't even talking about no bum Wizards package. There's been other teams like contenders. Everybody like, look, man, we gonna get the Pistons this and this. I think I saw like Kyle Kuzma and somebody else for Jerami Grant, and it wasn't THT. So I was just like, bro, like, what do y'all think is going on here, man? Like, it's not about to go like that. And I already told you, I'm not even trying to trade Jerami to year 3 when his value is at its highest. So I still gonna give him another year to play some basketball, and unless we can get a good package back, even if it would give like Sekou or Sadiq Bey or whoever more opportunity, you can't just give up a player like Jerami Grant. A two-way player that can give you 20, man. I don't think he's a number 1 option, but he definitely can contribute to our team and what we're trying to build. And I'm not giving him away for nothing. The one thing that I would consider is if we could get some more shooters, but who knows, man. I just feel like the NBA, man, especially with a team that's as bad as ours, you don't have to give away your good players that quick. You know what I'm saying? But Drew, man, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I wanted them yesterday, man. I did my first hoop session outside this year, and I think I pulled my groin, and I ripped my shoes. I definitely wanted them yesterday, too. It's nothing new. Pistons fans should be used to this, though. Every time we get a semi-decent to good player, everyone and their mamas wants to get them. You have to realize, though, when Troy Weaver took over, this was the first, if not the first, one of the first moves he made. He got a player he knew very well. He had him in OKC. He's seen what he did in Denver. And if you go back to the bubble when the now MVP, the Joker, wasn't doing so well, when Jamal Murray wasn't doing so well, Grant was a glue holding those guys together. And I really think being a third option is what he kind of does the best for playoff teams. Like you said, if he got traded to a Boston, if he got to the Lakers, he's not going to be a top 2 option. He'll be a third or fourth option depending on where he goes. That being said, why would Troy Weaver trade him right now? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We just paid him, and now if you look at the deal, like, he's not overpaid. He's getting paid for what he is worth. He was in the most improved player of the year conversation. If the Knicks weren't so good and didn't make the playoffs, who knows? He could have won it. But you got to give credit to Julius Randle. He had a great year as well. It just doesn't make sense for the Pistons to actively seek a trade for him. He knew what he was getting into. If you listen to all of his interviews, he understands the process. He knows what we're trying to do. And if you trade him right now, you're kind of losing that voice in the locker room for everyone to buy in. You hear that in football a lot more, is getting guys to buy into the system. Grant should know what Troy Weaver's trying to accomplish here. And he could be a good voice for the young fellas, the Sadiq Bays, the Beef Stews, the Killians, the Akus, to be like, hey, I know it's a lot of work. They might not be going in the same direction you're thinking of. But if at the end of the day, if you do what they ask you to, we're going to get a championship or be in the hunt to get a championship in the next couple of years. The only way I see the Pistons trading Jerami Grant before the trade deadline is if we fall out of the lottery, out of the top 4 picks. If we fall to 5 or 6, you will have to package him with a young piece, whether if it's Sekou, if it's Saben Lee and somebody else. I don't know what it would be.
What?
That's the only way I see us moving on from Grant so soon. Unless we get to the trade deadline and we're not at the point where we are setting the expectations, because we're not trying to tank next year. I'm not saying we're going to be a playoff team next year, but we aren't going to be tanking. If we're not where we're trying to get to at the deadline, that might be a different conversation. But right now, I don't buy any of this. Teams just want him because he's good and he put up 20 points.
Okay, well, we got Scan Williams in the building. D-Map Zoom was good. We got Xavier Washington in the building. What's good, man? What's good? We got Shad in the building. He says something that I don't know where Pistons fans be getting these thoughts from. But now that there's apparently parity in the NBA, they'll give us the number 1 pick to drive the narrative of the championship is up for grabs. I believe the Pistons are really closer than we realize. Shad, I don't know why you believe that. I don't know why you have those thoughts, but I hope you're correct, because I would like the number 1 pick. It would be very fucking great, to be honest with you. But I don't think the NBA gives a damn about any type of narrative to prop us up anywhere. That's just how it is. Everything is earned here with Detroit. Everything that we won, or even high level competition, we always had to earn it the hard way. So we'll see how that goes. And back with Jerami Grant, man, I really think that he is a good player, and I'm not gonna get rid of him for nothing. I said that before, but I don't think Troy Weaver is gonna get rid of him for anything. It might be a good package on the table, and Troy Weaver is still no, he's untouchable to me. We don't really know how good Troy Weaver thinks Jerami Grant is or can be, because we saw the interview. He's like, I believe in this kid and all of this and all of that. Maybe he thinks Jerami Grant can be a higher level player than we've seen at this point. Also, I wanted to bring up, do you think Randall deserved the MIP after we saw how he looked in the playoffs? Because, honestly, that's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. Randall, really, when you look at his numbers, his efficiency went up like crazy. He started shooting 40% from 3 and better field goal percentage. So, but if you look at the actual counting numbers, they're very similar. He just got way more efficient. Jerami Grant, on the other hand, you saw that he was a better basketball player when it came to being able to score. You know what I'm saying? He's a little bit better scorer. But besides all of that, man, bravo. What's your thoughts on Jerami Grant? How he's a hot topic. Some teams are looking at him, and some fan bases are delusional with the packages that they're coming up with. But what do you think about Jerami value being so high after the good season? And why they always trying to take the good players from the Pistons, man?
I think it's just talk. They want to raise maybe it's just a talk. They want to raise the players' value, maybe. I don't think it's happening. Jerami Grant was our best player this last season, and he's one of our core team players. So I don't see him being traded, but I do like the idea of D, what he said, that we could be trading him if we want to go up in the draft. Maybe that's the way to go. And I think that's if you want to get up and jump and get like Jalen Green or Kate Cunningham, which I don't think is happening, but that could be the way to go, in my opinion. Or it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe trade up and get like a good first round pick from last year. Maybe jump up and get Anthony Edwards or James Wiseman. I don't know what the Pistons are trying to do. That could be a way to look at it. I mean, if you really trade him and get a good return, I would be up for it. But I don't think he's getting traded because he's just a huge core of our team, and he was like a huge charisma to the team this last season. So all this is just to talk, smoke in there behind the reality. So I don't think it's happening unless he wants to get out of Detroit, which he hasn't really shown that he is interested to. I don't know about the Wizards because he's from Washington. Maybe that's the case, but maybe not this year. Maybe the following year he will be traded to Washington. We'll see.
Here's my thing about that, though. Why would he want out of Detroit? If he wasn't happy in Denver, they matched his offer. He could just sign there, but there's something Denver was doing he didn't like. So he came here to be the number one. We gave Grant whatever he wanted. We gave him the bag, and we said, hey, you're going to put up as many shots as you want this year. And he sure took advantage of that. So he should have no reason not to be happy. And I get, if you're from Washington, you're always going to want to probably play there. Like Chris Webber probably always wanted to play in Detroit. It just the right pieces didn't fall in the right time until he was too old. It didn't really mean a whole lot. So I don't buy he wants out of here.
Yeah.
The way he talked last year, he's happy to be here, and he's happy to be part of this organization with Dwayne Casey and Troy Weaver having a pretty big voice up in the front offices and making moves and stuff like that.
Trust me, no player wants out when they're the man, and they're the they're the franchise player.
Unless you're Kevin Durant.
Oh.
Or Kyrie.
Yeah. Well, Kyrie wasn't the man.
Or Harden.
Harden and Kevin Durant are good examples, but Kyrie wasn't the man in Cleveland.
I was talking about Boston, but I would
but
want
Boston.
He
wasn't. They really wasn't trying to make him the man either. They wanted Tatum in first round exit. There you go. It is what it is. You wanted Kemba Walker and Tatum first round exit. Even though we know Jaylen Brown was hurt. But things like that happen. But back to Jerami Grant, of course he doesn't want out. I mean, life is great for him. I mean, for lack of a better term, is his franchise right now. And then you got guys like Killian and Sekou and Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart coming up. And, whoever we drafted here with our high pick, it might be their franchise. But that's why you need a Jalen Green to just come in and start dropping 20 as a rookie. So we don't have to worry about Jerami Grant no more. Because Jerami Grant is like, dang, this kid dropping 20 as a rookie. Yeah. What am I going to do? But regardless of that, man, let's keep this man on the squad and see if we can use him to be better, man. I just feel like he needs to be around some better players and, not be the guy. Like, we can't have Jerami Grant taking all the damn shots that he wants and doing whatever the hell he wants. No, he's not that good, but he is a very good scorer. He's a good defender, and he can shoot it a little bit, So we have to put him around some better players so we could use him more in a system and not as a solo act, being an ISO player, just checking up shots because nobody else on the team can do anything. So I just feel like it's kind of funny how everybody wants Jerami Grant now.
Yeah.
That's how it always works.
And he is a very good player, but it's just hilarious. Like everybody's like, oh yeah. Basically, my thing is it's like the disrespect. And when I say that, I mean people are like, well, y'all are the Pistons, so y'all could just be trash, continue to be trash for some years, and just give us Jerami Grant, because y'all the Pistons and y'all just gonna be trash. No, that's not how it's gonna work. We are not going to be trash or, a bad team over the next few years. We will be competitive. We will be in the playoffs. I definitely believe that because I feel like we actually got some young players that's going to be special. I really believe that. So I'm not in the end of that mindset. And it's, people just feel like they can come take our players. Like let's say Sekou has a breakout year and this is his contract year. Oh, well, they're not going to pay Sekou. Let's just take him away. Let's say somebody else has another breakout year. Let's say Sadiq Bey goes like crazy and something crazy happened where a superstar is available. Oh, yeah, we'll take Sadiq Bey. No, we're not giving him to you. And I just feel like these fan bases feel like they can do whatever they want with our players. And I just feel like Troy Weaver is way too smart to give away any assets without it being well thought out and help better in the team. So, giving Jerami Grant for Rui Hachimura and Bert Times, that's not better in the team at the end of the day. Jerami Grant is an elite third option and solid second option. I mean, it depends on who is first. Like, his first option was like LeBron James or Kevin Durant or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he would be fine. You know,
I think he would be
like
good in Dallas.
like
Maybe.
for Denver, man. Denver, I know Denver wish they had him right now. I know y'all know how much I love MPJ and how great MPJ is. I don't even have to talk about the man no more. Y'all see it. Y'all know what he's about. But if they still had an MPJ and Jerami Grant, ooh, yeah, they would be tough.
He
I
would
don't
have
know
been
if they
also
would
good
have
in
Aaron. I
Dallas.
don't know if they would have Aaron Gordon though. You said what?
What do you think about him in Dallas, JMO?
Who, Jerami Grant?
Yeah, he would be good next to Luka.
What are we getting Chris Stapps or something?
I don't want.
No, I'm
Stay
just
away
saying.
from
No,
KP. You don't
no.
want
Don't get me
KP.
wrong. You said he would be good on the Denver. I think he'd be also the same good player on. He
Oh
completes a
no,
lot of
man.
teams.
Shoot, man. If Luka had Jerami Grant, they might be in the Western Conference Finals. Like for real, defending Kawhi, Paul George. No, Jerami Grant would have fit perfectly. But like once you become in your prime and you know your role and you are what you are as a player, I mean, you can start to fit places to try to compete for championships. Right now, Jerami Grant's a two-way guy who can score 20. So he can fit a lot of places because you're a two-way guy that scores 20. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the NBA playoffs talk. This won't be one of them super long shows, y'all, man, because we got stuff to do. But I did want to talk about the playoffs. We got Denver and Phoenix going up next. First, I want to talk to Drew. Drew. Uh-oh. Yeah, Drew. I need to see your cam, boy.
Hold on, I'm adjusting the volume. Hold on.
All right, yeah, because I just remember something. Yeah, so who's the MVP, Drew?
Jokic.
Oh, okay. So is he a superstar now?
Who's about to get swept?
I don't care, Drew. Answer the question. Is he a superstar?
No.
Oh my God!
Oh, come on, man. No.
He's not.
Nikola Jokic is definitely a superstar. And
Dude, he played better than Anthony Davis this year. Way better.
He played better than everybody this year.
Yeah, he deserved it.
I mean, even if they do get swept, MVP is a regular season award. And Jokic, I mean, he had one bad game in this series, but other than that, he have like a 30-point triple-double last game or something? Like, but man, it is what it is, man. Y'all know I'm not no Jokic fan or anything, but I'm not like a Jokic fan. I just feel like he's a very good basketball player, and he's been getting disrespected, and he's been great, man. That boy, hey, man, I know he's boring looking, and he's Jokic, but he's nice, man. But I could have sworn Drew told me he was going to say Jokic was a superstar if he won MVP. I could have sworn that.
I might have. All right, if I did say that, then I'll say that. He's still not better than Embiid.
That's very debatable.
I think he's better than Embiid.
I know it's the big if, and it's like
Embiid it's the only thing we say. If it's healthy.
If he stayed healthy, I know, but when he is healthy, he is better than
man. Look, man.
I will say
it's a debate because Jokic has his game, his fundamentals, his skills are just crazy. Like he has every up and under and post move in the book. And he can shoot the three, and he's a truly good passer. I mean, and he can protect the rim. He won MVP for a reason, man. I'm just saying. That's a bad brother, but he ain't on my team, so I don't care that much. But we gonna give respect to Nikola Jokic for winning MVP. First big man to win MVP since what? Was it Shaq? So we gonna give that man respect. Even though you about to get swept, it is what it is. That's what happened. Yeah, not having Jamal Murray caught up with them, but to me, it's no excuse to get swept, Jokic. People like Drew are gonna talk hella smack about you for getting swept and being MVP, Jokic.
I mean, I'm not actually out here talking trash about the guy.
I mean, because we don't care, but
yeah, I don't.
It's something to say. Like, yeah, he was MVP, but they got swept.
Like I knew Denver wasn't gonna be for real this year. Like there were no threat. Okay.
Well, if Jamal Murray was healthy, come on.
No threat.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Jamal Murray's healthy.
Okay. So they'd still got the first round. They'd still be playing Phoenix. They might steal 2 games.
I would say they might steal the series.
No.
Because you got to realize having Murray isn't just about Murray. It's about the space for everyone else. Now MPJ shots are easier. Now Barton shots are easier. Now Jokic shots are easier because they have to worry about somebody else, man. That's all I'm saying. And we seen them. Didn't we just see them go to the Western Conference Finals with Jamal Murray? And if
Yeah,
you
but
look at
you
the
have to take
teams
into
that they're facing, it's
consideration
not like
though.
Phoenix is
They're
100% for
fatigued from
real,
the
but
bubble though. They don't look rapid or
I'm not
anything
gonna
like
discredit them
that.
for that bubbles thing. Come on, I'm not discrediting the bubble. I'm not gonna overrate the bubble, but I won't discredit it either.
No. The bubble was all them, but this season they look fatigued from going that far in the bubble. They had what 2 months off in the
Everybody
off
fatigued. Look at
season.
the Lakers and the Heat gone.
That's why they're gone, and that's why
Well, no,
like Phoenix right
they're
now
gone
is
because of
about to win.
injuries, just like Denver about to be gone because of injuries.
Yeah.
But enough about them. So Drew, man, what do you think about this net? The Nets and the Bucks tied it up. You know, we was down bad when the Nets was whooping that ass, having us looking like fools. You know, the series is tied now. We don't really know how it's going to end. KD has to
Well,
now be KD. But what do you think about the series now?
the Nets are going to need Kyrie to come back. If he's going to miss a week or two with his ankle sprain, you can just write them out right now. For some reason, PJ Tucker is stepping up and is doing his best work on Kevin Durant. And again, with no Harden and no Kyrie, that's where all the Milwaukee Bucks focus is KD. And you could see it, man. He was missing some shots. He got some good looks, and he was missing them. He was putting his head down. But you have to give credit to the Milwaukee Bucks, man. They stepped up defensively. Giannis started to play better. Chris Middleton started to hit some big shots. He hit one today with 3 people on him. It was awesome to see. They're locked in, they're focused, and I think that Milwaukee is hearing all this smack talk about it's over. You can just start looking to get ready for Philly and the Nets next round, and they're stepping up. And again, I think a lot of it had to do with the Milwaukee fans, man. Those fans were popping. They were loud. They were energizing the team. And it's a real thing in playoff basketball is the fan feedback. That's why Trae Young was going crazy against the Knicks is he was feeding off the MSG arena, man. And I think that's what Milwaukee was doing. But the real thing is Giannis stopped shooting so many threes. You could hear him in the crowd. I seen someone was a Milwaukee the Bucks game today, and every time Giannis started to pull up for a 20, 25-foot shot, the fans started to scream, don't shoot, because he shot, 1 of 8 from the three-point line in game 3. Can't be doing that. Giannis should only be shooting about 3 or 4 a game and start attacking the basket. But when it comes down to it, Giannis is going to go get his. It's on to the rest of the guys like Drew Holiday to step up, which I think that was a huge, huge pickup for them. He's so much better than Eric Bledsoe in the scheme for the Milwaukee Bucks. And then Chris Middleton started hitting his shots. And like I said, their defense just stepped up and took over for them. So if this can go into Brooklyn and continue this momentum and they still won in Brooklyn, it's game over.
I was on mute, but I do think I agree with the Mr. Ray. I hope the Bucks win the finals, man. Giannis winning his first ring will be great for the NBA. Yeah, it would, considering that he doesn't have a super team and he stayed there. It definitely would. But back to this series. First of all, I don't want no injury excuses. Let's not do that. Second of all, Kyrie being out, the Nets are in a lot of trouble. Third of all, I don't think him and James Harden are coming back. It's going to be on Kevin Durant, to take them. And if it's on KD, I don't think they're going to do it at all. If it's on KD, they'll lose the next 2 games, to be honest with me. But I don't necessarily know if I feel like if it can go 7, Harden to come back, but if it goes 5 or 6, it's just like the Nets been having all these injuries this whole year, and it just keeps catching up with them. Maybe it's just not the year. Who knows? Maybe they still win the series and Kevin Durant drops 45 points in back-to-back games. It's very possible he's Kevin Durant. But when I look at the way – I feel like even with Kyrie in that first game that they lost and even when they were getting blown out and ran off the floor, it was because they had Kyrie. You had that other person who could pass the ball, that other person who could shoot the ball, that other person who could break down the defense. So you didn't even need James Harden like that. I still don't really think they need Harden to even win a chip. I mean, you have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. How is that not enough to win a chip, especially when you consider the role players on that team? Having James Harden, they really got James Harden because they thought they were going to face LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But without a LeBron and Anthony Davis, you don't need Harden to win a chip, bro. Kyrie and KD. Now he's gone. KD is still on a good team, but I just feel like the series is gonna get very interesting. And when we looking across the pond to the Suns, I mean they're beating the Nuggets right now, and they're probably gonna sweep them today. So it is what it is on that front. But let's talk about Utah and the Clippers, because I don't know if anybody else picked Utah, but I just felt like Utah was the better basketball team from top to bottom. And I even predicted Clippers were going to win Game 3. Connolly was going to come back Game 4 and beat them. Clippers will win Game 5, and then they'll lose Game 6. But what do you think about this series, Drew? Because I feel like if Connolly was playing, they might be down 3-0, to be honest with you.
I can't understand the Clippers. Give credit to Utah. There's a reason they're the number 1 seed.
I was about to say Utah is for real, man.
Utah is for real. And I'm not a big Utah guy. Mitchell's good. I'm not going to go on the Stephen A rant where I'm going to say Donovan Mitchell's the best player in Utah history yet. Okay, but he is special. And it bugs me every time he has a good game to see that picture on Twitter where it's Luke Kennard and then Mitchell. It pisses me off every time because that's in the past. There's something we can do about that now. But Rudy Gobert, there's a reason he wins Defensive Players of the Year 3 times. Again, he's not better than Big Ben, but he's probably the best defender in the league, protecting the paint and stuff like that today. Mike Conley is huge for him. Then you got Ingles and what's the other white guy name? Starts with a B.
Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich.
Joe Ingles, bro. Come on.
They just got good floor spacing. They play great defense. They're well coached. But with the Clippers, man, you have to be able to beat these guys. Because if not, this team's about to fall apart. There's no way. You got rid of Doc Rivers because he was the one holding you back. You brought in your own coach, Ty Lue, and you're in the same predicament again. You almost lost round 1 to the Mavs.
Should have lost to the Mavs.
Should have lost to the Mavs, but the real pandemic KP showed up, and the rest is history. Now you move on here. You're down 2-0 yet again, and I know it's very hard to win in Utah in the playoffs. You have to win Game 4, no ifs, ands, or buts, because you're not going to be coming back from 3-1. This is not going to be a 3-1 comeback. You're down 3-1, you're done, gone. But I don't feel like they have chemistry. They always have different lineups. Like Luke Kennard's not getting consistent minutes. Reggie Jackson's been really inconsistent in the playoffs. He has a great game. You're like, if Reggie can keep playing like this for him, they're going to win. But then it's like he just does dumb shots. He does what we call the Reggie Jackson.
Well, Reggie had 29, and they still lost.
He played good, and they lost. And then Pandemic P came back. So once the Pandemic P got eliminated in the first round,
Pandemic P always going to show up, man. Paul George had his first good game of the series. Pandemic P is going to show up 2 more times in this series.
And Kawhi's been playing well all year, man. And it's something we just haven't been talking about because the Clippers just haven't been living up to it.
I mean, has he played that well besides Game 3, though? He didn't really play well the first 2 games.
He's been playing good.
No, I'm talking about the first 2 games of this series. He really didn't play well. He had like 22 points and 21 points.
I've been talking all year, not the first 2 games. But someone else has got to step up, man. Because you can't keep dropping 40 every night when you got Paul George, who's supposed to be your second option, who's not bailing you out at all. You know, like Kawhi is not a James Harden, a Kyrie, a KD, where he's going to do this on a night in, night out basis. When he first came in, he was a defensive player and adjusted to his offensive game. Not saying he's a bad offensive player, but like he's not that guy to take over every single night. He can do it at a game or 2. But he's not going to continually drop 40 points every night like Donovan Mitchell's doing. It's something. Someone else from the Clippers needs to step up consistently, and it's just not happening.
That's Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson been the best he ever been. But he playing with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, so he should be the best he's ever been when you playing with a superstar and a guy who wish he was a superstar. So it is what it is, but I mean, I picked Utah just because, like, I'm not even being about Utah is the better basketball team. I'm feeling like they're a top 2 team. They've been the best team. They lost D. Mitch and still stayed the number 1 seed. Like I said, Connolly is an all-star, played good in that last series besides that first game. And he's not even playing. Like, when he starts playing, that whole dynamic is going to change. Now you have another scorer, another shooter, another passer, a floor general. It's just, I just feel like they're the better team. And if the Clippers beat them, more power to the Clippers. You're truly a great team, and you probably should win the championship. When I'm looking at the Utah Jazz, I see a superstar in Donovan Mitchell, yes. You got you a superstar. You got the Defensive Player of the Year. You got the Sixth Man of the Year. You got another All-Star in Mike Conley. You got Bogdanovich, who's a fringe All-Star and can be a drop 30 at any moment. And then you got my man Joe Ingles. Then you got a bench, and you have a good coach. When you put all that stuff together, teams like that usually win championships. And when you're looking at the Clippers, yeah, they might have more individual talent. You got Paul George, you got Kawhi Leonard, you have Ty Lue, who's a solid coach. But when things start to get deeper and muddy in the water, Mike Conley versus Reggie Jackson. Mitchell and Kawhi will cancel each other out. And then Paul George will get canceled out by Bogdanovich and Joe Ingles, or like Jordan Clarkson, and once all those people getting canceled out, you're left with a freaking Defensive Player of the Year and Rudy Gobert that I didn't even mention, and a bench. Utah is a team that can shoot the lights out and play defense, and they got a superstar and an all-star and the Sixth Man of the Year. They're supposed to be the best team. Now, like I said, the Clippers beat them. I'm probably going to say they're going to win the chip. I couldn't see it unless the Bucks or, Nets or Philly or something, but they're a good team. So I think Utah will win in 6 games, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Looking forward to seeing them play the Suns, man. That'll be a good series.
Yeah, I'll be excited for that a little bit
because they match up very, very well.
D Book versus D Mitch. Yeah, CB3 and Connolly. Things like that. D's. You have Aiden and Gobert. It is what it is. But Bravo, what's your thought on the Clippers and any other playoff series that you wanted to mention versus Utah?
Clippers. Speaking of me as a Piston, I'm enjoying watching Luke Kennard shooting the ball in the past game, the game before. It's good to see him back out there. Reggie Jackson also, he's playing decent. Marcus Morris is he's all right down there. But like you said, J-Mo, I think the Utah looks like the better team, and I think the fact that they played Game 3, which is desperate for the Clippers, they had to win that game because if they lost that game, they're out of the playoff. No team can come back from 3-0. So they had to really put their life on the table in that game, and they beat the Jazz. So the fact that also I just read that Donovan Mitchell is clear for going to be good for Game 4, which is huge for the Jazz because if he's not healthy, Donovan Mitchell, he's going to be the reason why they get out of that playoff. But yeah, I do feel like this year is going to be the year of Phoenix Suns. I feel like they're the chosen team out of the whole NBA playoff. I'm not really impressed with Giannis because Giannis is he's right now. Look, Giannis beating this Bucks team after the Nets team only because of the fact Kyrie's got injured. Let's face it. The Bucks is not gonna be able to beat this Nets team without. With the fact that Kyrie and Harden are injured. No way. If they're injured, they can beat them. If they're not, no way they can beat them. We saw them. Even the bench of their Nets is able to score or shoot threes. So the team that can win it, I can see, is Phoenix Suns. The second team, I think, is Utah. Clippers, if they win against Utah, it could be reach the final, but I don't think the Clippers can beat the Suns. The Suns sounds like a legit team. And they're most complete out of all. So I don't know how this Monty Williams has really created this team out of it sounds like a lot of chemistry behind them. And I love to see their fans. So
I don't disagree with the Suns being a dominant team, but who have they really faced? You face a hobble Lakers team and a hobble Nuggets team. That's all I'm saying. You ain't facing the Clippers.
J-Mo last season.
You ain't facing them. The Mavericks in the first round. You know what I'm saying? You faced the injured LeBron and no AD, and you were down in the series when AD was there. So, and like I said, I'm not gonna take nothing. They are a dominant top 3 team in the playoffs. But when they come up against like the team out the East or the team they'll see in the Western Conference Finals, I don't know if it's gonna be so easy for like they go against Utah or even the Clippers. I don't think they'll beat either one of those teams. They go up against Philly or the Bucks. I don't think they're beating those teams either. To be honest with you, of course they're not beating the Nets, but that's just my opinion on that. I just feel like they're a really young team, and you're really going off of CP3 and Devin Booker and Aiden's greatness right now.
I don't think you look at those
when you
players.
face another team that's like truly for real, we gonna see what Phoenix is really about, because like they haven't, Hobble Lakers team, Hobble Nuggets team. D Book is that dude. CP3 is that dude. We know this. I'm not taking that away. But like I said, I want to see like if they beat Utah or like the Clippers, then I'll believe in them. But like, because if they come out the West, I'll believe in them. But they've had the easiest path so far. Even the Bucks had to go through. I know they swept the Heat, but come on, man, that Heat team, they got swept. They only look bad because the Bucks made them look bad. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn had to beat Boston, so I just want to see a little bit more. I mean, I definitely thought Denver could like sneak up and maybe win the series, but I was so wrong because I just feel like Jokic, he played so good in that last series. I thought he could carry them again, but yeah, they just don't have enough. Don't have enough for that team.
No, the thing is with the Phoenix, I'm really like impressed with this, like their bench and their like this Cameron Payne. Who is the fuck is Cameron Payne? He's like able to score and shoot the ball. Like
yeah, but he's going against Denver. He's going against Denver, man. Cameron Payne ain't gonna do none of that again. He's not doing that against the Bucks.
He killed the Lakers. Cameron Payne.
He's not doing that against Utah.
He killed the Lakers. He killed Denver.
Who? That's what I'm saying. The Lakers. They don't. Who are their perimeter defenders? They don't have.
They have like, the best
that's
defense
what I'm saying,
in the NBA,
man. I feel like this Laker team was being overshadowed by the fact that LeBron was playing like an MVP before he got injured, and people just was like, "Well, LeBron's gonna LeBron, even on a ankle that isn't 100%. He don't get no excuse. Ain't nobody 100%, so you don't get no excuse. You lost, bro." But it's not really like that. And right now they going against a Denver team with Campazzo as his starting point guard. Campazzo? Really? What Cameron Payne gonna do when Drew Holiday in front of him, or when Kyrie saucing him up on the other end, or something? Or when you going against Utah? I
don't know. I feel like this Phoenix.
I don't know. Only players that I trust is like Aiden, Jay Crowder because he's a vet, CP3, D Book, of course. But the rest of them guys, we gonna see what happens when things really get tight.
But you know what? You would like to see a new team winning this chip this year. I want to see Utah, Phoenix, even like a team like the Bucks. I don't want to see the Nets. I don't want to see the Clippers because the Clippers, Kawhi. We saw Kawhi winning the chip how many times? I don't want him to win the chip. Not offense against Lakers or Clippers. I like the Los Angeles City, but I want to see a new champion. I want to see like a team that like Phoenix or Bucks or Utah. I think Utah deserve it too this year.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I just believe in Utah. It's just because like when I look at championship team, Utah checks all the boxes. The only box they don't check is they've never won it. That's literally like D. Mitch is legitimately a superstar. Like I don't care what nobody said. Do you watch that man play basketball? And before this year, he was dropping 50-point playoff games. And y'all love Luka, but who been out the first round and who hasn't been out the first round? Luka has never dropped a 50-point playoff game. That's all I'm saying. So you got a legitimate superstar with a great team around him. And Rudy Gobert, I mean, I've already went over this goddamn team. So they've been the best team. Like usually when a team is the best team and they're not a super team, they don't necessarily win like the Bucks the past couple years. Or you see another team be the number 1 seed real high. I remember Denver was like the number 2 seed a couple years back. Usually, sometimes in the NBA, the team that's been the best team since the beginning is the best team. I mean, Utah has been the best team in the entire league, and they healthy, right? Well, besides Connolly, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens with the NBA. Yeah. I just wish the Pistons was here, man. Yeah. It'd be nice if we could win a championship, instead of talking about the bum ass Utah. But it is what it is. Rap Guy Reloaded says this year playoff is an asterisk so far. How's an asterisk? I don't think it's an asterisk. How? The opponent's championship might come down to the opponent's lack of help. Yeah, 100%, man. So I have an interesting question for you. Assuming that because I was talking about this earlier. Assuming that how can I say this? Assuming that the players could live up to their potential, who do you think will have a better jump in the season next year? We talking about Sekou and we talking about Killian Hayes.
Oh, you talking about Detroit Pistons or are you talking about other teams?
I said Sekou and Killian Hayes, man. We're gonna start with you, Drew.
Out of the two, I'd probably say Killian. Only because we're gonna get a weapon here. If it's Green, it's someone who can run the floor with Killian. If it's Mobley, it's someone that's going to be in the pick and roll or the pick and pop with them. And for some reason, if we get lucky enough to get the first overall pick and we get Cade, one of those guys, we're going to have a 2-point guard backcourt. And it's going to be explosive and it's going to be nonstop. Plus, Sadiq's coming back and Beef Stew's coming back after a full off season of working out. And who knows what we'll see, what they'll do in the summer league. But I think if Killian can work on his shot and his offhand, he is going to be good. He's going to be so good. With Sekou, I want to see him get an opportunity. I just don't know what's going to happen. Because if we get a Mobley or a Green, we're going to play the forward position. And if that's Beef Stew playing if we get Mobley, if it's Green playing if we get him, we still got Jerami Grant. We still got Sadiq Bey. Those guys are all going to get rotational minutes before they even look at Sekou. So that's the one thing I'm kind of worried about with him. Doesn't mean he's not going to improve or get better, but I think Killian will have a more impactful and better season than Sekou will.
As I said, if they both living up to the potential that I think they have, I think it'll definitely be Sekou because Killian, when he played like 20 games, he's still a rookie. He's gonna have, even though he's gonna improve, he's gonna have a lot of those rookie problems next year, inconsistencies and the whatnot. So I feel like it's still a lot for Killian to actually learn playing on the basketball court in the NBA. He can improve his skills and come back as a better offensive player, give you 14 a game or a little bit more or less. We'll see how he's playing, but he'll still, have his smarts and his defense and everything that he can bank on. But I still think he needs a little bit more development before he has like a huge jump. I think he'll have a very big jump. But when we're looking at Sekou, and I'm going off of how he was playing in the last few games, all he needs to do is be able to hit that spark within himself to where he gets a feel for the game and is attacking, being aggressive and playing well. And you're not going to be able to not give him minutes. And when I look at Sekou and the trajectory, just like Mr. Ray said, it's going to be his third year. He expected to have a third-year leap. I think Sekou's going to have a third-year leap, and he's going to, if he's healthy, I think he has a very high potential of living up to some things. And when I say living up, I'm talking about 13, 14, 15 type thing consistently on solid efficiency because all Sekou needs to do is play more basketball and get going. And I just feel like, I don't know, that kid got so much talent. It's just going to be hard for him not to just have a huge jump. It's too much talent in there. And when I saw his aggression at the end of the season, all I know is he just needed more. He just needed more reps, man. I know Sekou, he didn't have good percentages this year. Some people don't believe he can have a big jump, and not everybody agrees with me. That's cool. But when I'm looking at his build, his framework, and how he was playing, and in light of like a guy like Tyler Cook trying to take his spot and things of that nature, and having to deal with the the politics on the team, man. I think next year Troy Weaver is gonna give him a green light, and he's gonna be very great. Sekou takes a leap. How many PPG do you think he had? Like I said, 13, 14, 15. Really, I think he could be giving us that. And to me, it's his third season, but really it's his second season if you go by the amount of games that he's played. And I keep reminding y'all, Sekou just hasn't played basketball a lot in his life. So his his window for development is still going to be high. Like, we're not going to see the true player he's going to even begin to be to year 5. But of course, in year 3, you want to see him. You want to see him be a much, much better basketball player. You know what I'm saying? I think he can average anywhere from like 12 to 15. He'll probably be coming off the bench. It depends on opportunity. But I think we're going to be like, you need to see certain sparks that'll help you believe in a kid. I think this year, all of those questions that some people might have about Sekou, they'll be gone. Like, well, is he going to be that good? You know, is the potential? Is he just a scrub type thing? He's going to show us next year that, like, no, I'm going to be a good, very, very good player for a long time to come. Bravo. What's your thoughts about this, man? If Killian and Sekou live up to the potential that you believe, because that's the question, who do you think will have the better season next year?
You know, I'm going to probably say, you know, only one thing. Only one problem. You know, Sekou is my guy, and I want to see Sekou, like, boom next year. But the only problem with him is Dwayne Casey didn't really play him. And we know how Dwayne Casey feel about that. And he's not going to start Sekou. No way. Sekou is not going to get a starting position. If he's not going to start a position, if he's not going to play consistency of the bench either, like if you're going to see him some games.
Yeah,
playing,
but I don't think what happened this year would happen next year when it comes to
you never know, man. You never know.
His minutes.
It all depends on the player we draft this year. If we draft Kuminga, Sekou is not here. You know,
we're drafting a guard. I'm not even worried. We drafting a guard.
Yeah, so it all depends on Dwayne Casey really and Troy Weaver, how they feel about Sekou. And I feel like Sekou needs to play. That's the biggest problem with him. He needs to play, and he needs to get a decent chance at the ball. He needs to play the ball. If he's not getting any ball, leave him in the corner. That doesn't work. That's his problem. So if you, from this perspective, and we know what happened last year, I can say Sekou is not going to be the breakout season. I do feel like Sekou is going to be traded. I hate to say it. Not this beginning of the year season, maybe at the end of the year. I just don't feel like Dwayne Casey likes him, and I hate to say it. And I feel like Killian Hayes is going to probably have a better chance of breaking out next year than Sekou. And I hate to say it because it's just the way Dwayne Casey.
I know that's how you feel, but I don't think Sekou's gonna get traded because I think it's gonna be the exact opposite of what you were saying. I think how he was playing at the end of the season, that's only scratching the surface. Because we all saw it, and he's just gonna come out just a little bit too aggressive. And I'm telling you, man, Troy Weaver eye for talent. I'm starting to respect it when it comes to the draft picks and stuff. All of them free agents and stuff. I feel like he knows. So he's like, yeah, I'm not about to just get rid of him like that. So we'll see. But he definitely needs minutes. But I feel like he's gonna get the minutes next year. Next year is gonna be they're gonna give him a chance. Whether it works out or not, we don't know. But I think he's gonna get the opportunity that he hasn't been getting.
He's going to get an opportunity in the summer league. We have a summer league this year in Vegas again. All 30 teams will be there. I don't
care about summer league, dog.
It's still an opportunity for Sekou to be a number one option.
Yeah, but even if he dominates summer league, that don't mean nothing. They don't care.
If you go back to when we had Bruce Brown and Luke Kennard, I think the summer league played a huge factor into why Bruce Brown played more than Luke Kennard. Because he played better.
And how'd that turn out?
They're both gone.
I'm just saying he was never better than Luke Kennard, especially the year that he was playing over him. Like, come on, man. Mm-hmm. I don't think we should be going off of summer league. Yeah, you want players to play well, but I don't. He had to be averaging 50 or something for. I don't think that's going to really.
We're going for the summer league championship, bro. You just mark that in right now.
Yeah, but
we'll play Frank Jackson and Josh Jackson and.
No, we'll play everybody, but
yeah. Did you guys see Troy Weaver talking about Frank Jackson? He said he's a keeper. He said he's a keeper, and he might be staying here. I think he's staying in Detroit. He's not.
They want to keep Diallo. They want to keep Frank Jackson. They want to keep everybody together and run it back where they're not tanking.
The thing is, I think the biggest thing for Sekou, if Grant get traded for any reason, Sekou will get a breakout season. I'm confident about that. If Grant gets traded, let's say if Troy Weaver decided to do this move, trade our pick up, trade Grant, include him in the chip, and get like the second pick or the first pick, maybe that's the way you can get Cunningham or Jalen Green and maybe
Man,
get
could you imagine getting like Jalen Green and Mobley both? Oh my gosh.
I think I think, in my opinion, if the Pistons should trade up and get like number 1 or number 2 pick, if a team is willing to take on Jerami Grant's contract, like they want to take contract to Jerami Grant, and they want to take the our pick, I'd do it. That's the way. If we get in Cunningham, man, that's gonna be
Yeah, I know
beautiful.
you love Cade, but I'll give up Jeremy for 2 top 3 picks. But I know how much you love Cade, man.
Yeah,
And
we need
aggressive
to.
Sekou is scary. That's the one thing that I wanted to start seeing from him. And even when he necessarily didn't play well, like missing layups or whatever, you saw at the end of the year, he was just like, "Hey man, I'm going straight to the rack. What you gonna do, bro?" Being very aggressive, and I think the aggression and the confidence is just gonna continue, man. This year was a growing pains year for him. Last year, I just feel like the reason he played like this season, besides himself, honestly, he has to play better. But it's last year. I told you he was in the G League way too long, and we didn't want this man on the basketball court. And that's how you end up like that with the players. But we'll see what happens, man.
I just feel like with Sekou, man, you gotta run some plays for him, man. He just knows when to cut to the hoop. It's on the other players on the perimeter to feed him the ball. When like Frank Jackson's got it, he's not looking for him. Josh really isn't looking for him. The only player that even looks his way is Killian. And Sekou is so open half the time, it's ridiculous because other teams don't know the scouting report on him. Like when he dunked on Tristan Thompson, they took him serious, and he wasn't doing so good then. But then when he sat on the bench, people were like, "Oh, this guy was just a one-hit wonder." He is open so much, man. They just got to find him. That's all they would have to do. He runs the floor so well. I mean, when you're that tall and he runs the floor that fast, he just knows how to do it, man. You have to find him the ball some way, somehow. I don't care if Killian's out there.
Yeah, and when you have a guy, I mean, is there any person who has like more natural athleticism than Sekou on the team? Like Josh Jackson, maybe?
Maybe Diallo.
It's just like when you got a guy that athletic that can rim run, and he can move that fast at that size. You know what I'm saying? Like the Siakams and the Giannis's and players that the archetypes they want to compare him to. Siakam he's getting plays in transition. He's getting plays called for him. Like you have to take advantage of Sekou's transition ability and his athleticism. And obviously, Killian was able to do that, but nobody else could. And it just comes from up top, man. The coaches, they set the precedents, they set the roles on the team. And, if they're not adamant about it, then it's not really going to happen that much. But you know how many times we've seen Sekou looked off. I mean, come on.
A lot of it's chemistry, though. If we go back to that one play, Josh threw him the lob, they weren't on the same page. It's going to come next year.
Because you ain't threw me the lob all year, bro. I think you're going to throw me the lob.
I know, but you have to have chemistry with these things, especially with the young squad. It's going to take like an offseason. Like now we know who's coming back. We're going to try to bring back Frank. We're going to try to bring back Diallo. We're going to run it back, build off the chemistry. This team on paper is not too shabby. We're not the worst team in the East on paper. If they can build some chemistry, that's going to be a fun squad next year. And Sekou will have a couple of alley-oops, if not posters, next year.
So, do you agree with the philosophy of just running it back with some of the players and drafting?
So, they didn't say they weren't actively seeking free agents. They're not. It's not going to be a year where you hear, like, Pistons are interested in this guy or this guy or this guy. It's not going to be one of those. They're probably going to be under-the-radar moves. The emphasis is on the draft. We have to keep this top 4 somehow, some way. Rather, if we fall out, we trade back into the top 4. That is our free agency move right there, is getting one of those guys. Plus, we have 3 picks in the second round. We can trade those for role players, bench players. We can keep them. We can move up to get a mid to late first-round pick and get 2 nice young pieces going into the next year. The draft is our offseason. I don't think we're making any trades unless it's like, again, we fall out of the top 4 somehow. We're not going to spend a whole bunch of money. We're going to re-sign Diallo and Frank Jackson, and that's pretty much going to be it. If
Even
we can
Dennis
move
Jr.
Plumlee, awesome. But the Wayne Ellingtons, the McGriddles, they're gone. We're going to find cheap, good players to replace them. We're going to keep adding guys like Frank Jackson where we're like, why the hell did we pick up this guy? And we realize, like, oh, snap, he's averaging 14 a game. It's going to be that kind of a year.
Frank Jackson he'll be good off the bench. Oh look, man, y'all know I'm not a fan of Frank, but the only reason I'll keep him is because he learned how to shoot the ball because he was a terrible shooter, honestly. So
I was so surprised.
Now that he can shoot, well, hey man, you work in your game, you get my respect. Now that he can shoot the ball, we can keep. No, he couldn't shoot the ball. I'm telling you, I watched the man play like 78. He could not shoot. And remember, I was telling you, he's a shot chucker. And he can't shoot, and he can't pass, and he can't play D, so I don't want him. Well, he still can't pass or play D, but now he can shoot. So, hey, we need shooters on the team. I know he's a guard as a shooter, but, like, hey, I'm keeping Frank just because he can shoot the ball. We don't really have that many players on the team that can shoot the ball, especially at the guard position right now. You know, Killian, like Diallo, Jackson. Like, Jackson might be the best shooter at the guard position when we talking about three-point range. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, you know, that's why he'll stay. Josh Jackson, Diallo situation.
Trier?
You said what?
Does he remind you of
Alonzo?
No,
he don't remind Alonzo. Hey, I like Alonzo Trier though. I think Alonzo Trier's like better, but hey, that's just me. I'm kind of biased when it comes to Alonzo Trier. I'm not gonna lie, because I watched him in college. I like Alonzo Trier, man. A lot of people don't like him, but like that's me. But when I'm looking at it though, I think it's time for the Pistons to try something new, and maybe this is what it is. I really don't know how it'll turn out. Oh, let's just run it back. But when you look at how the team was in shambles the whole season, why wouldn't you want to have a Diallo and a Josh Jackson and a Jalen Green and a healthy Killian Hayes and a Sekou and a Sadiq Bey and a Stewart and a Bumley? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and a Jerami Grant. I forgot about Jerami Grant. And Jerami Grant. Like, our team, look, I'll put it like this. And this is very wishful thinking because things don't work out like this. But if our team really played up to their potential chemistry-wise, this team a 6 seed easy. Just because they have too much talent. When you're looking at Diallo, Josh Jackson, even Bummy Frank Jackson, Kate Cunningham or Jalen freaking Green. Now Mobley, I think Mobley is a guy that he'll have a good rookie season, but he's not gonna have the centers don't have the impact right away. It takes a while for them to have the impact, but you put Jalen Green and Kate Cunningham with Killian and Sadiq freaking Bey and Sekou that's improved. Like, our team is looking very, very good, but really it's about chemistry and rotations. It's about Dwayne Casey stop playing favorites. You know what I'm saying? But if that was to work, this thing would be good. So I understand why he might want to run it back with the squad, but don't necessarily mean it's the right move. It's not, the free agent market isn't that big, but you can always move pieces around. But Bravo, what do you think about that, man?
About what?
About Troy Weaver maybe trying to run it back with this squad, basically.
Yeah, he said it literally. We expect 1 or 2 only turnovers in this team, 1 or 2 trades, maybe. 1 or 2 new agents, free agents, vets. Like, I do expect a guy like Magruder is going to leave. Corey Joseph, he also probably leave. Wayne Ellington. He might be coming back. You never know, because he liked the team. He trained guys like I think Frank Jackson learned a lot from Wayne Ellington. This is how I see it. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Pistons, hey, I'm going to say it on the show. I would not be surprised if the Pistons bring back Dennis Smith Jr. Don't completely eliminate it. They might bring him back on a cheaper contract, like a $5 million.
But why?
Because we don't have a free. Who's the better free agent you want to sign in the
I don't
offseason?
want a free agent. I want Jalen Green, Kate Cunningham. What I need Dennis Smith for? I got Saben Lee. I got Frank.
We got a $20 million money free agency, dude. What do you want to do with it?
Keep it.
It's not gonna happen.
What do you mean? Like you don't have to spend just because you have the money in free agency. Unless keep it. If you're not getting a shooter, keep your bread. I'm not about to. What do we need? And it's not an attack on Dennis Smith, but why in the hell do we need Dennis Smith Jr. on this team?
I wouldn't be surprised if
you already have Killian and you about to bring another guard to this team. Still got Josh Jackson, who well, he's not a guard, but you get a Diallo who's more of a guard. He's more of a 2 guard 3. Josh Jackson's more of a pure. He's like he can play 2 guard and he's played 2 guard a lot, but he's to me a pure 3. But he can, the NBA they'll switch our positions. Now I'm keeping Frank Jackson, but like I'm keeping Frank over Dennis Smith is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But just to say that the Pistons have not completely, I haven't heard anywhere on the Pistons media, Troy Weaver, Dwayne, anybody completely eliminated Dennis Smith Jr. Everybody talked nice about him. I just feel like he might be coming back. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, see, and the people in the chat are talking about it. Diallo for sure getting 9 to 12 million. Frank gonna be asking 5 to 7. Yeah, if we plan on keeping Diallo on these boys, we're gonna have to pay them, and they're all better players. I won't necessarily say Frank is better than DSJ. He had a good season, but he's a better fit. They're better players, and Frank's a better fit. So you're going to pay Diallo because no one really knows how good Diallo can be, but it's just so much potential. You like, is it in there? Because look at Jerami Grant, 27 years old, and he finally hit the spark. You see what I'm saying? 27. So, and 27 is the prime NBA age, by the way. I don't know why that's true, but it just is. Check it. Go check it. Steph first chip, KD first chip, Bron first chip, MJ first chip, 27. Go check players' prime. Go look at when they were 27. Go look at Harden at 27. But that's the prime year. So it's so much potential. This is going to sound hilarious, y'all. It's so much potential in Diallo that you have to sign him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know if he had more potential, but potentially he can have more potential. Like I said, it's going to sound crazy, but that, like, we don't know. Maybe Diallo is what it is, but I've seen him score the ball some ways where I'm just like, bro, like, man, he can score sometimes. And if we can just find a way to maximize that, and I'm saying all this to say that we re-signed Diallo, bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's going to cost money, and I just don't know where Frank Dennis Smith could be. But let's not forget, man, Bravo Nostradamus out here, so he might be ready.
I'm not going to say he's going to come back on a huge con. He might come back on a minimum vet. Like, I won't be surprised if he comes back on a minimum.
I hope you're riding the bench then, because, like, I don't need, like, we got Killian, we going to have Jalen Green or Cade.
Yeah, I don't think he will get a chance.
We got Saben Lee. Like, we got my boy Saben. Like, let's not forget about Saben Lee. He's still young. He's still going to get better. I feel like he's going to be able to shoot the ball eventually. Saben Lee going to be tough. Like, he's going to be a scorer. He's going to be a little 18-point per game or better scorer off the bench. And I really believe that, man. I really believe that about him. So, Saben Lee and Frank Jackson are the main reasons why I would they could very well resign him. But those are the reasons why I don't need Dennis Smith. And then on top of that, you got Killian. And on top of that, we getting another guard. But they could keep Dennis Smith. You're right. They do like him. I know Dwayne Casey loves him. We'll see.
He plays defense. He plays defense, and these.
He definitely plays defense.
Yeah.
He did have a triple double.
But so did Killian, though. So does Killian, though. What'd you say, Drew?
He did have a triple double this year.
No, he 100% did.
I'm a big DSJ fan too. I'm not going to rush him out of here.
No, he was only playing because Killian was hurt, man. We only got him because Killian wasn't there.
How long have I come on above the rim demanding we traded for DSJ?
Man, hey, man, come on, man. I just can't. I can't put him over. I can't put him over Saben Lee. Can't put him over Killian.
No,
I can't put him over Frank Jackson.
Bring him back on a minimum. If you look at what the Pistons are doing in the front office right now,
go get me a shooter.
We just hired John Beeline. And right now there's a rumor that the Celtics assistant coach, Jerome Allen, I think is his name, he got in trouble in college for taking a bribe and getting a player or something who was like 5'8". I don't remember the whole details, but he got kicked out of college for betting. The Celtics give him credit for helping develop Brown, Tatum, and Marcus Smart. If the Pistons do bring him in, we are bringing in guys who are trying to develop these players. And it's not just the core 4 we got last year, but it's the Josh Jacksons, the Frank Jacksons, the Diallos, the DSJs, the Sabens, everybody. Because pretty much outside of Bumley, McGriddle, Wayne Ellington, Grant, everyone else who played for the most part was young and still needs work to their game. We're trying to get people in here to coach these guys. I would not be surprised if we gave up on DSJ or anything like that. Again, we possibly might. Like Saben might be that guy to be the second point guard. I don't know yet.
So what I'm trying to say, I would be surprised if the Pistons bring back DSJ, but it could happen. Don't completely eliminate it. The census is he's not coming back. That's what I think. But I would be surprised if the Pistons decide to bring him back. Anyways, just a quick fact that I want to bring to our attention for the people. Corey Joseph has to be waived by June 30th in order to make sure. So we could be hearing from the Pistons news soon about Corey Joseph being waived for next season. With Rodney Magruder, it has to be waived before July. So, sorry, just to go back again. Corey Joseph before June 30th has to be waived. Magruder before July 15th. And I think Dennis Smith Jr. is on the same category. So we will hear back soon about Corey Joseph. Like I believe in the next couple of weeks, probably he's going to get waived.
Just consider him and McGriddle gone.
Yeah. I'm just saying that we're going to get news, though.
Let me see. I'm waiting to see how the draft goes down before I wear. Excuse me. He said, if we draft Mobley, then I'm not tripping about DSJ. But I think we're going to get a top 3 pick and we're going to draft a guard. I mean, all 3 guards fit with Killian. They all do. Jalen Suggs can play both positions. He can shoot. Kay Cunningham can play 3 positions. And Jalen Green he's Jalen Green. They all fit with Killian. There's no way you're not going to get one. But if you get 4 or 5 and you get Mobley, what?
I don't think we're going to get Cade, and I don't think we're getting Suggs. I think we're either Green or Mobley at this point. I think those are the two players that can come in.
I don't think Troy Weaver is just like not going to get Jalen Suggs. To be honest with you, I mean, he can do everything.
He can,
and he can play like he's one of those few point guards that can truly play both positions. Like it's rare. But he's the definition of a combo guard, like a Drew Holiday. Like he can sit on the wing. Like I watched Gonzaga. He can sit on the wing and just shoot the ball, or he can play make, or he can pass. He can play. Like we forgot how good of the defender he is.
He's a great defender.
You put him with like it's just like I said, Mobley fit with Killian too, but it's a guard league. I don't see Weaver passing on either one of them guards. I know a lot of people aren't as high as on Suggs, but when I look at what he can do on the court and his fit, I mean,
he plays D, man. That's what we're trying to do.
He can shoot, he can score, he can pass. I don't know why people don't like Suggs. He's athletic as fuck. Like I don't understand why people are acting like Jalen Suggs won't be a very good player.
It's not that we don't like Suggs. We do. I like Suggs. It's just when you start looking on film and doing your research, Cade, Green, and Mobley have the most talent, can be the best players. But if you get Suggs and you pair him with Killian, the Pistons would have enough talent to do that old school 04 front court, lock them up from the inbound pass all the way to half court, all the way to the paint. It would be a full court press for a full game. It would be fun to watch, and point guards would not like it. Like you're going to see guys like Kyrie get frustrated, even though Kyrie literally can dice up an entire team. He's not going to want to go against that. You're going to be looking at Westbrook. He's not going to want to go against that.
So that's a little bit underrated because besides probably maybe Cade and Green, I think he's as talented as anybody in the draft, man. I've said it before. His athleticism is something that kind of getting disrespected, and when he gets more space to operate on the next level, like he's gonna be a problem. Like I agree with Mr. Ray. He got the best intangibles in the draft. Yeah, he has the intangibles. Like, and it's not like I'm gonna go look at his age. It's not like this guy is like extremely old or anything. No. I just feel like every draft, it'd be one of the top players that we act like isn't as good as the rest of them, and then that'd be the one that went rookie of the year. I mean, he's 20 years old, he's 6'4". 20. I watched him play. This dude can play, man. Like he really can. I'm taking him. I might be considered taking him over Mobley just because.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm pairing him with Killian. Like that boy can play. I mean, he's the most accomplished dude in the draft right now.
So let me tell you something.
I really like him at 4. I don't know if I say the Pistons land at 3 and either Green or Mobley will be there. I don't know if I like Suggs enough to take him over one of those two guys.
I mean, he shot 33 from the line,
I'm
50% from the field.
I'm not saying anything bad about him at all. If we land at 4 when we get Suggs, I'm as happy as hell. I just don't know if I'm taking him over the rest of the guys. I really don't.
I mean,
that's why Troy Weaver's in charge and now.
Oh man, like look, I'm okay. So yeah, I'm actually looking at some of his games now.
His steal numbers are insane.
Like let's look at it. Yeah, his steal number, he averaged 1.9 steals a game, 3 turnovers, 4.5 assists, 5 rebounds, 14 points, 50% from the field, 33% from the line. Apparently, we doing a Jalen Suggs video next week, y'all, because I done started us some stuff.
We're talking about it today.
Yeah, look, the last game, 22 points, 40% from 3. 53% from the field. Game before that, 16 points, 40% from 3, 100% from the free throw line. This is the tournament. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. I didn't even talk about his other stats. 50% from 3, 100% from the line, 63% from the field. This is against USC, Evan Mobley's team.
Didn't he hit a game winner in the tournament?
He hit a game winner. Like, this dude, like,
yeah.
I know we talk about the other players, but like I don't understand why people act like this dude isn't that dude. Jalen Suggs is a problem, man. I really feel like that. He's a problem. Like he is very athletic and he can do everything. He's a problem.
You know, the only thing
we'll see.
The only thing I would say, I mean, I would agree with one thing on JMO. I do love the Pistons to draft Cade, then Green, and then it goes Mobley and Suggs. This is where I want them to. But the thing is, you know, these top centers never really live to their above level who are drafted. Like let's call it like DeAndre Ayton got picked up ahead of Luka Doncic. It doesn't sound right, man. It doesn't even sound right against DeAndre Ayton ahead of Trae Young, right? He's not really as good as them. So you don't want to really draft. Like the center is not the best position to draft.
And like I was saying, it's going to take the center longer to blossom, no matter what.
And there's there's no way you can say Evan Mobley is a guaranteed Anthony Davis kind of transformation. We don't know. He might not be really that good. I know he's a good player. I would love him to. I would be really happy if the Pistons to draft him. But I mean, if you think about it, in reality, you got to draft. This is a guard league. You know, you got to draft a guard, in my opinion. So Jalen Suggs is still a good player. I think he might be having a decent career. Like I don't.
I was about to say he's like I remember I talked about. I had the least amount of questions about Jalen Green, but Jalen Suggs is a guy that we draft him. I'm not gonna be worried because I just know he's a good basketball player. Yeah. Like he's the guy that I like. Unless he gets a drastic injury, he's not. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna be a bust. He can play the game. He's a guy that's gonna be starting for 10 years. Will make some all-star team like that. That's a good basketball player. And sometimes, man. That's exactly what the hell you need. And I love Mobley. I mean, y'all know how much I love Mobley. His raw talent. I mean, as a center prospect, he's my favorite center prospect in years. I think his talent is limitless. But immediate impact, it's a guard league. Jalen Suggs is, you know, he beat Mobley's team. I know they had a better overall team, but at the end of the day, man, like, he's just as accomplished as everybody else, and he should get the same amount of respect to me. And like Bravo said, it's a guard league. And the thing that I love about Jalen Suggs the most, though, is he is truly a combo guard. Like, he has a real vision. He can really pass. Or he can spot up, shoot, and play shooting guard. It's just like, that's the one thing about him that's impressive.
Who does he remind you with, J-Mo?
I really don't know. He reminds me of. I wanted to say something crazy, but I don't want y'all to.
I gotta say something crazy. Mitchell. No. I think who he does remind me.
His athleticism. I think Jalen Suggs is way more athletic than people think he is. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like he's a high caliber athlete. And when he gets to the next level, people aren't gonna believe how much of an athlete he is. I could be wrong, but he reminded me of that. Just that Mitchell Fox type, not comparing their play styles, but to be able to do a lot of things on the court and just be a high-level scorer while being athletic and still being able to pass a little bit. Way better defender than both of them coming out of the draft. But it's hard to get a read on who he's like because it's not really – when the last time we seen a combo guard that was accomplished and could do almost everything?
Do you know who I feel like he reminds me of? When I first watched his highlights – I really think he's a very poor man. Don't laugh. Don't
Oh, here
violate
we go.
it.
Oh man, here we
Oh,
go.
man.
Okay.
And prepare yourself. He about to say
Okay.
Michael Jordan.
Prepare yourself. He's a very, very poor man version of Damian Lillard.
Wow. Okay.
He's a very athletic, like Damian Lillard.
Oh wow.
He's an athletic player. He's not. I'm not. He's a very poor man version. I'm not saying. Don't quote me. He's not Damian Lillard, but he's a very poor. He's an athletic player like Lillard. He can jump, and he can shoot it from far. I've seen him shooting from way downtown. He take these shots like he immediately like take the off the dribble and shoot it way from downtown. I've seen him doing that. So, but I don't think he's definitely Damian Lillard. He's more probably of like. I don't know who he reminds me with, to be honest. But
Yeah,
if you
he's a pretty unique guard.
he's a 6'4". Who do you?
Right, like
does-
like I said, he's a 6'4". True. I mean, I brought up Drew Holiday, but Drew Holiday is a lefty. I think like he's like a 6'4" combo guard. He can really make pass for others. He can shoot it a little bit. He's athletic. He can finish with both hands. I mean, like. He's accomplished from Gonzaga. They went far in the tournament. Like, it's not really, like, in recent memory, you haven't seen too many players like him. And that's why I feel like Cade is going to be phenomenal. Jalen Green is going to be phenomenal. But Jalen Suggs is going to be right there with him, starting all the arguments. Like, no, but you see what Suggs is doing? Like, and all of this. And I just feel like he gets shoved, tossed to the wayside. So we will be talking about him next week, man, because I started this Jalen Suggs thing. It seems like some people in the chat feeling.
No, we're talking about him this week, J-Mo. This is our show today. We're going to be talking about him.
Man, I want to do a more in-depth on him.
We can, sure, absolutely. But here's the thing. I'm predicting that Jonathan Kuminga falls out of the top 5. He might go like down further.
He said, watching us draft bigs makes me biased against it. I understand, man. Jalen Suggs and Killian Hayes, that's a chance to be a real star backcourt. Yeah, because of them defensively is just like, you can't even imagine. That's why, like, if you put Lonzo with him or something, like, why would you want to do that to other teams? Like, defensively, it's just like, oh, my gosh. And the thing is, Jalen Suggs is a better offensive player than Killian. And he can actually shoot, so he can be in the corner sometimes when Killian's running the offense. Of course, Killian, he going to have to be in the corner, too. We in a different NBA. Unless you on a team that doesn't have any other good guards, everybody shares the ball with somebody. That's just how it is. So he's going to have to share the ball with whoever he's playing with. And I think it could be that nice little underrated Jalen Suggs got the fight. It could be that little underrated duo that people are like, dang, man, them boys over there, God dang, they shutting stuff. And it fits with our Pistons mode of defense. Just imagine we had him and them two and Isaiah Stewart and, like a Sekou and Sadiq Bey lineup. Or you should replace Sekou with Jerami Grant or Sadiq Bey with Jerami Grant or Josh Jackson or Diallo. Like, that lineup's going to be so tough.
Another
comparison.
Another comparison. I've seen comparison of Jalen Suggs to Chauncey Billups.
Maybe so. Billups was a 3rd overall pick. Very highly touted. He had a hard career, but I just feel like, maybe I need to go watch my highlight because maybe I'm the only one who see Jalen Suggs as like a real high level athlete. Maybe because like when I see, I'm like, bro, that dude is athletic, like really athletic. Like we give Jalen Green all the credit about athleticism, but Jalen Suggs is athletic, man. Like for real. Like he'll be postering people. Trust me, he will be posterizing people. And I love athletic guards that play defense. I can't lie, especially if they can pass too. Like when I look at players, like what don't I like about you? Only thing I don't like about Jalen Suggs is I ain't seen enough. I want to see more, and that's pretty it. We will be wrapping up the show a little bit earlier. So if you want to drop your questions or your comments, I did want to get some Cervitas talk because we don't talk about him a lot. And after seeing him play in those games, I feel like Cervitas is a pivotal piece to our success. Well, I'm going to look at some of these comments before we go to that topic. Jalen Suggs, Hayes, Spade, Grant, Stewart, who going to score on this? I don't know. Mobley wouldn't have to be as dominant when you have Jerami Grant and Stewart playing next to him. I think Jalen Suggs could be Drew Holiday with better shooting and score potential. I 100% agree with you. And he's a better athlete. So somebody tell me I'm wrong about Jalen Suggs being a high-level athlete and I'm off, please. Like 20 to 25, yeah. I think Jalen Suggs is capable of that. Like, only thing that can hold some of these players back is just injuries or going to a terrible situation. If Jalen Suggs goes to a terrible situation, it's going to be hard for the kid. You saw Kevin Porter Jr. from day one KPJ. I know he had mental problems and a lot of other stuff, but day one, his talent was just off the charts. Even with Cleveland, just off the charts. And it took a lot of trading, a lot of things going on with his life for him to finally get to a situation that will let him thrive. And I can see Jalen Suggs. I hope he goes to a good situation just for the brother to be successful. But that could stump him up. But I don't care where he go. Year 3, he's going to be balling. Book it. Year 3, if he's healthy, no injuries, like no serious, balling year 3, no matter what. That boy, it's just too much talent in that kid. You know? That's just how I feel about him.
You know, I'll still be happy if the Pistons draft Davion Mitchell. You know, this kid is the one.
I love Davion Mitchell too. Man. So, like, we fall in the draft. I want Davion Mitchell. Now, you talking about comparing someone to Damian Lillard. You might want to compare him only because they were both played multiple years in college. You know what I'm saying? People think, oh, he's been playing X amount of years in college, and I understand that. When you're in college, I don't like 3 or 4 year players, but some guys are just different, bro. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Dame Lillard was a 4-year guy. I think CJ was like a 3 or 4 year guy. I could be wrong about that. But Davion Mitchell gonna be nice. That's all I know. I always say assuming health because injuries rule. They ruin everything, man, when it comes to these prospects. Would Troy have 1 or 2 phones during the draft? I think 2. Like, I think Troy gonna be like, I got 2 phones, 1 for Grant and the 3rd pick. Oh, you want Jerami Grant? Give me everything. Click. Oh, you want the 3rd pick? No. Click. Oh, another phone. Give me the 2nd pick. You want Jerami Grant? Oh, you want too much? Click. He got 3 phones. But all right, I want to talk about Cervitas because Davion Mitchell was 23. It's not the worst for us, but it's from a time loss perspective. Like, look, people don't like that he's 23, but if you good, you good, bro. That's all I gotta say. If you can play, you can play, bro.
Dude, I'll be honest with you guys. Teams are gonna look so stupid when they pass on Davion Mitchell. Trust me, this is how it's gonna look like.
And Bravo said at 9-21, 6-13,
he's a massive
21.
defender. Massive defender. He's one of the best defender in the draft. And he is explosive. You can watch his film. He can have the explosion of Donovan Mitchell. And I don't know why would you love this guy if he's 23. I would love him, man, on the team. I would take him over Kuminga.
Davion Mitchell is one of the few players I don't care about his age because didn't Baylor win the championship? And I watched him play basketball. Pretty good, bro. Like, it's not like he's one of the guys I know day one, he giving me production. I don't have to worry about him being a young kid. Day one, Davion Mitchell giving me 15 easy, playing great D, easy, 14, 15 easy. Just because he's already mature, he already got it. I talked about how quick Saben Lee was able to adjust because he was older. Sometimes that helps. And like my man Mr. Ray said, talent is all I care about. He talented, and Bravo's right. A lot of teams will look stupid if Davion Mitchell fall out the top 10. Like, he's a very good basketball player, man. Bravo, how many picks do we have this year?
So we have 4 picks. We have 1 first-round pick, and we have 3 second-round picks, which is all we have right now. But we could be looking at more. You never know what Troy Weaver is going to do in the draft, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Speak Easy, man. Shout out to my man Speak Easy Sports with Wilbur Sports and DSA, man. Make sure you subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. With Speak Easy, man, the last few episodes, I've been being very adamant about giving my man Bravo his flowers for being right all the time when it comes to predicting these players. Even when we come at him, he said Blake Griffin was trash. Look what happened. He said, I remember he was talking about Sekou. I'm like, who's this little Sekou dude? I don't care about these foreign players we drafted. I remember he was talking about I love KPJ. I remember he was one of the few people that loved Keldon Johnson as much as I did. We just LaMelo, Wiseman, Edwards, even Killian Hayes. Man, my man Bravo will be right with his scouting reports a lot of times, man. And I trust Bravo when it comes to the draft scouting report because he's always right. Like, hey, Bravo, I'm going to give my man his flowers. He hasn't been right. He hasn't told me one player that was going to be good that wasn't good. Even KZ Akpala, we saw a flash of him. He saw another player we're high on. He just needs minutes. So when he's talking about Davion Mitchell, I'm going to listen and I'll watch basketball. I've seen him play. So I did want to talk about Cervitas, though. Speak Easy said, Bravo, could you hoop back in the day? Man, Speak Easy, I'll be hooping like every week I can, man. Because we saw that game.
I'll be breaking my eyeglasses if I hoop, bro. What did you say, Jim?
No, I was Cervitas. Now we saw that game for Cervitas and the little good game. We talked about it, but I feel like he's a guy that could really end up being a solid player. But I'm concerned that the Pistons won't give him the look, and I feel like that's a problem, man. We drafted this guy, and like it's things that I didn't know. I didn't know Cervitas was as athletic as he was. I didn't know he could do some of his little up and he was a little bit more skilled than I thought. Honestly, when I see a 6'9" dude that's skilled and can shoot, I'm not trying to give that up. Honestly, especially a guy as young as Cervitas. I think he has some potential that can be filled out. I think he can end up being. I think he can end up being a really good player. And I'm just afraid that the Pistons won't put him on the court, and which is why I wanted to talk about this. Because yes, he's had good, like he had one little good game, he had bad games, but the good game showed me things that he's capable of. And when a guy's that young and he can shoot like that, and he can dribble like that, and he's hanging out with Donovan Mitchell, and now he's tatted up, put him on the basketball court and let's see what he's capable of. Because I believe in Cervitas as much as I'm mad we didn't get Bo or something. I think, man, I'm telling you, if you send him to Greg Pop, bro, he could be an all-star. I know y'all call me crazy, but I think that's a potential. I'm not saying he's gonna be an all-star. I'm not saying he's gonna be close. But if he in the right situation with that skill, it's the skill set, y'all. It's like potential is one thing, but skill set and talent is another. It's not guys that's 6'9" that have his skill set, whether you think he's trash or not. You know what I'm saying? So, Drew, what do you think about Cervitas? Should we be more invested in him? Am I tripping on what I think he can be, or am I on the mark? What do you think about what are the Pistons going to do? And should we be investing more in this kid?
Well, I'm going to tell you this much. I can no longer call him Diabetes Cervitas or Trashes or anything like that. I know he didn't play a whole lot this year, but his ability to come in with, I don't know, less than a minute on the clock and hit a three or two is impressive. If you guys have never played basketball, if you go through warm-ups, you're ready to go. It's hard alone to come off and be the sixth man after warm-ups, but not playing the entire game, coming in at garbage time and getting buckets the way he did, it's very impressive. He is someone who is definitely going to play in the summer league and someone you definitely need to keep your eye on. His ability to shoot the ball, it looks effortless. I did not think he was that good. I think me and JMO had a come to Jesus moment when we seen him get at that sleeve. We're like, oh shit, it's for real now.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be good. I don't know how good that will be, if it's just gonna be a scorer off the bench, anything like that. But we need to give him some more playing time next year. Not saying he needs to get 20 minutes or 30 minutes or anything like that, but 5 to 10 minutes a game is more than enough to get a good sample size. If he plays well, you can increase that, be a bigger part of the rotation, something along those lines. What do we have to lose? Absolutely nothing. Worst case scenario, he's not going to be any good. I don't think that's going to be the case. He's going to have something to
even
offer.
If he a 10-point scorer off the bench, like he going to be in the league.
Yeah.
He going to be in the league.
He's good. He's going to be good. The Pistons need to give him an opportunity, and it kind of makes us look foolish for trashing him so hard. I think this kid's gonna be nice.
We always said live up to your name. Like we picked you over Bobo, who is gonna be one of the best players in the league, bro. And he playing with Jokic. I still can't believe it. So he has to be good. And I mean, we were calling him Sir Trashes because he was trash, man. He had to step it up. But the thing about me is I almost feel like he's like identical to Bogdanovich, but he's like naturally more athletic. And that's why I'm so intrigued by him, because he really reminds me of Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich 6'8", 6'9", can dribble, can shoot the lights out, and can finish at the rim, and has his little moves and everything. And I just feel like he's like a young, little, slightly more athletic type of Bogdanovich. We saw a shooting for him, but I talked about this before, and I take pride in this because I have the shooter's gift. And it's levels to shooting gift, but shooting is a gift. Like, I definitely can shoot the ball. It's always been a gift. That's just some things that I can do. But them high-level Cervitas, Curry, Luke Kennard, Steve Nash, Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Mark Price from way back in the day, Klay Thompson. Like, that's just God was like, here you can shoot. Bogdanovich, I was just a natural Gallinari. Like, some people You know what I'm saying? And with Cervitas, bro, he can shoot the lights out. Whether we don't know how good he can be, but he can shoot it. But we always knew he could shoot it, though, didn't we? We always knew he could shoot the ball. But it's those other things we didn't know about. It's that growth spurt that he hit. It's that playing with D Mitch and getting tatted. I'm going to keep mentioning that, bro. Because I swear he was a little 15-year-old looking white kid from Lithuania. Looked like you would never want to see him alone walking down the street because he ain't going to make it back home. 2 years later, tatted, 6'9", hitting people with hezzy step backs. Bravo told us he working out with D Mitch. I'm like, oh. But Bravo, man, what do you think about Cervitas and what we can be? Should we invest more in him? Should we try to get that potential out of this guy?
Yeah, I think what the Pistons needs to do, just do like the same thing we did with his friend Zvi and Cervi. We did a lot of Zvi,
way more naturally talented than Zvi. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, so we played Zvi a lot. We gave him a lot of chance in this team. So I think the Pistons should do the same and the same ball, the same way. Like I think what I would do with the Pistons, I would give him a chance of Wayne Ellington next season. If the Pistons don't want to bring Wayne Ellington, he can have a position of Wayne Ellington. But I just don't know if the case is. We know the kid can shoot. You know, I was like surprised in the last game he was shooting like 50% almost. So he just showed us some flashes of what he can do. And you know, in the NBA, if you can shoot the ball, you got a good chance at playing in the NBA, man. That's all about.
But it wasn't just the shooting; it was the confidence. He like, man, y'all can't guard me, like type thing. I was like, oh.
He's not a bad playmaker either, man.
Yeah. I think it's too slim. If he can gain weight, man, he's got a great chance in our team. But the thing is, Frank Jackson is transformed last season. Like we can see him, he's the best of those signed players on the Pistons, apart from Jerami Grant. That he really he really transformed his game in the second part of the season so much, and that's why he deserved ahead of Cervitas. But Cervitas really showed us the flashes in the end of the season. I think the Pistons should give him a decent look.
Look, Frank Jackson earned everything he's about to get, but I'm the type of player, if I put players I drafted over other players unless that player is significantly better. I'll put Cervitas on the court till he made me send him to the G League type thing. And I ain't talking about 20, 30 minutes. I don't know. I'm just a big advocate of, and I know he'll play a lot in the G League this year in the Summer League, but I'm a big advocate of your players are not going to get good if they not on the damn court. Put them on the basketball court. And if they don't belong there, send them to the G League. But if he's out there, he's going to be solid. He just needs to learn some things. You know, he's not perfect. He's very raw. I just need him on the court because I just saw some flashes for him where I'm like, yo, if this kid can keep those flashes consistent, then we're talking about a guy that can dribble, score, pass, and shoot and take you off the dribble. Like we talking about a very good player now. So that's why I want to see some development. I know he's not going to get a lot of opportunity. I just wish that we could find a way, only because it's not we need shooters. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like he's miniature. He's 6'9", he can shoot, man. You can throw him out there. Like, you can throw him out there. His defense isn't what it used to be, but other players can help him out. But when you that tall and you can shoot like that, and you can score like that, you got to be on the court. But everything has to be earned. Nothing is given. But I hope that he plays well in the Summer League so he can get some real opportunity because I feel like he's one of – like him and, you know, how much I feel the same about Sekou. But I might be a little bit more upset about Cervitas just because I really feel like he could be nice if we develop him, man. I'm telling you, send him to one of them teams that develop players, man. That boy, send him to – let's say Miami got rid of Tyler Hero and picked up Cervitas. What you think going to happen with Cervitas in 2 years? Boy, going to be nice as hell. Like, come on. So, I just don't want to give that up, honestly, because – I don't want to keep saying KPJ, Bowl and stuff. It's just like we have to get a good player out of that situation. We have to, and we can't waste our opportunity. And I think, man, he can be straight, man. Look, we ain't calling him to Sir Trashis no more because Sir Trashis hit a man with a jump step layup, and I was like, oh, he hit a man with a crossover, Then he was like, "Oh, step back in your face." Oh, like I can't do that no more. And I remember I told you the game that I went to against New York. I was like low key the most excited person there when Cervitas was out there. I was like, "Let's go, Cervitas, boy! You better get out there!" I told y'all he missed his first shot. I remember I was the only one who thought it was gonna go in. It was hilarious, man. I was like, "Yeah, let's go, Cervitas." He looked me right in his face and missed, and I was like, "You gonna get the next one, Cervitas?" He literally looked at me, came back down, and hit the next one. But you know, I believe so much in KBJ and Bobo that I had to believe this kid gonna be great. So I'm a grasp on straws. Like I'm a grasp on everything because it's we can't keep doing this. And I think this guy could be a solid bench player or even more, and he can shoot the damn ball. The best natural shooter on the team now. Put him on the court. Like we don't have no shooters like that.
You put him over Sadiq?
I said naturally. Yeah, naturally, maybe. As in, like, Sadiq's are way better. But
Are you just talking like shot mechanics or what?
yeah.
Okay.
Like, just about, I told you, Sadiq has a weird form.
I don't care if it's weird. It goes in, man.
No, it goes in, but, like, he's still, I mean, he's older than Cervitas, too. Okay. So we gonna do questions if y'all have any questions, and then we gonna wrap up the show. But I wanted you to answer this because I don't know who this guy is. What if we draft Kofi Cockburn as a backup center? I like him as a rim protector.
Love the name.
Yeah, I tried to say it without saying nothing, man. I was just say the name.
If we get Cockburn, I'm getting a jersey ASAP.
Hey, man. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, Bravo, what do you think about him?
I don't know. I don't think he's on the top and the Tankathon even like top 60 list. So I don't know what he's talking about. He's maybe out of the like he's gonna be maybe undrafted or maybe something like that. I don't know. I haven't really seen him.
All right. If you guys have any more questions in the chat or any comments about Cervitas, what we should do, or the Pistons, please let me know.
What do you guys think about like somebody?
Well, you hope Killian watching this? What is that? What do you even mean by that, bro? Come on, man.
What do you
He's
guys
trying to get him to learn from Chris Paul? That's his boy.
Man, ain't nothing he can learn from CP3, but how to get injured. So now let me stop.
Oh man,
I'm just messing with Devin because he loves CP3 to death. So I'm just messing with him. Oh snap! Oh Jokic, you mad? You about to get swept, bro? Jokic look busy like. All right.
What's going on?
You said what?
Tough guy. What is going on?
Jokic is ready for the smoke. He like, I am not getting swept, bro.
bro. You don't mess with D-Book. D-Book drove up
is one of the toughest dudes in the league.
He drove up in an Impala, bro. You don't mess with the D-Book, man.
No, D-Book's one of the toughest dudes in the league. Completely. Complete dog. Complete alpha wolf. We already know what D-Book is about. Everybody knows that. But Jokic's the MVP, bro. I'm MVP, bro. Forget y'all. Y'all about to sweep me.
That was an MVP follow right there, man.
That was not a flagrant. Hey, he tried to.
Did you see that?
Paint flop, bro. He barely got him.
I was about to say that was not a flagrant. Come on, man.
Did you see that question from Ghost?
So what is your thoughts on trading Plumlee for picks? But we got Pav States for signing Lonzo Ball. Look, I already done gave up on getting Lonzo Ball, man. So I don't really want to talk about it like that. I gave up on that.
The better question is, don't you guys feel like we should not really sign? I mean, if I'm the Pistons GM, I would have kept Dwayne Dedmon. Dwayne Dedmon is playing really nice in Miami. We could have kept him better over Plumlee. Plumlee is a good guy who can make assists. He's a good team player.
Plumlee is better than Dedmon.
Yeah, I know, but what do we do with Plumlee? I don't understand what's the purpose of Plumlee, to be honest.
Let him play out his contract. Ask Troy Weaver. Like, we talk about all the good he did, but Plumlee is still up in there. We don't know about that. I heard, I can't confirm this, but one of the subs said Kyrie was in a walking booth, so we don't know. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Subscribe to Detroit Drew 313 JMO and all the DSA members, man. Yeah, we gonna see what this Brooklyn team is about because I don't think it's any excuse Because you could argue Giannis' team is almost the same level as Brooklyn.
We will talk
Almost.
also at some point about whenever the draft comes. This is a lottery right now, so it's too early to talk about the draft. To talk about the lottery, but whenever it comes a draft, I think we talk about second rounders also. I'll be bringing some of the topics about these players in the second round.
Yeah, Plum is collecting the check. Yes, he is. He had 2 triple doubles though, didn't he? So he gets credit for that, I guess. All right. Well, it looks like we gonna wrap it up. I don't see any more questions. Make sure you guys like the video if you haven't already, man. Bravo. What's your final thoughts for today?
Good show. It's been we guys have been busy, so we're trying to make the show on Saturday, but sometimes everybody's busy, so we'll try to do it maybe on other days. So we'll be talking more. Hey, you guys watch the NBA lottery coming up on the June 22nd. It'll be after 8 o'clock or 7:30, 8. Really, I really hope that we got lucky, man. Last year we got disappointed. It was big time. This year, hopefully we got like a lot better luck this year. So with this, I'm gonna just pass the mic back to JMO.
All right, Detroit Drew, man. What's your final thoughts?
Appreciate the peeps for rocking with us tonight, man. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit the like button before you guys head on out. Looks like the MVP is going to have a MVP trip to Cancun here. Blake Griffin, he's going to have a good trip in Cancun after Game 6 is over with. With that being said, just an update on Kyrie from ESPN. The X-ray was negative, so there is hope. But the ankle sprain did look pretty bad, so I don't think he'll be coming back this series, which kind of sucks because Spencer Dinwiddie was supposed to come back around finals time. So Nets caught a tough break there, but I don't really feel any pity for him because F. Blake Griffin, man, and that's the bottom line because Detroit Drew said so.
You know, it's funny. I'm on this Jalen Suggs channel, and they're saying the same thing I say. It literally says Jalen Suggs is a human highlight reel for the NBA. I'm trying to tell y'all. But besides that, man, is there a draft watch party? 100% is gonna be.
Yeah, for sure. That's the best time of the year.
100%. Devin 99 says 9 days. This franchise changes. And B says Kyrie always hurt. Kyrie is hurt a lot, but you know what I noticed? All the point guards get hurt a lot. All of them do, except for like a Dame Lillard 1 year, or like Westbrook he's recently gotten hurt, but he went like 4 straight years playing all 82 or all 80 games. Like he don't get hurt, but all point guards in the league get hurt a lot. I'm not making no excuse for Kyrie. He gets hurt a lot, but I just wanted to, because this is a weird thing that I noticed. Like, I mean, let's look at Killian. We can even go there. It's just something, with the league the way it is. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to all of the people in the chat. I did want to say, man, we're praying for Cervitas' success. We're praying for Sekou's success. We're praying for everybody who's watching success. Make sure you guys turn on the notifications. As always, man, today we gonna go a little bit different, man. No Stewart slander will be tolerated. No Cervitas slander will be tolerated. I'm doing it today, y'all. No Frank Jackson slander will be tolerated for today.
Whoa.
We ain't having that. We ain't having that with Frankie. Frank, you got my respect. We ain't having that with Frankie today, man. No Frank slander. No Killian Hayes slander will be tolerated. I did want to say that it's very interesting what's going on with Jerami Grant and how everybody wants him now. But shout out to the people, man. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be back next week, and we will be doing something for the lottery, man. But we out, man. It's DSA.